I ended up actually interviewing ChatGPT for my podcast, where I fed the questions in, got the answers, and then used another AI tool called Well Said to read the answers back to me. I had people reach out to me thinking that I had hired a professional actress to voice the lines of ChatGPT.
In the last couple of months, you have probably heard a lot about a breakthrough in artificial intelligence called ChatGPT. People have been amazed by how human the response is. It's raised a lot of issues about whether it's going to change the workplace, going to change education, and a whole lot more. Our tech guy, Rich Brooks from Flight New Media in Portland, has been looking into this and is with us now. So it's really stirring up a debate. Rich, why is this development such a game changer?
I think there's a couple reasons. One is it's very hands-on. For most people, they haven't used these tools before, but all you need to do is go to OpenAI, set up an account, and you can use ChatGPT for free. But secondly, at least to me, it seems light years ahead of everything that's come before it. Like when I first got my hands on it, I immediately asked questions like, how much should I sell my PlayStation for? How do I re-engage clients who have gone quiet? And write me a sonnet about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in all cases, the answers were so coherent and human that it absolutely blew me away. I ended up actually interviewing ChatGPT for my podcast, where I fed the questions in, got the answers, and then used another AI tool called Well Said to read the answers back to me. I had people reach out to me thinking that I had hired a professional actress to voice the lines of ChatGPT.
All right, the impact clearly is already dramatic, the potential impact even greater. So let's talk about a couple of fields that might really be transformed. Let's begin with education. What might we see happening there?
We're already seeing it. So it's already impacting high schools, universities, and professors and administrations are like trying to figure out how to make this work. You've got some professors who think this is the end of the world, other ones who see it just as another tool for learning. They're changing the way they teach. They're requiring more oral exams in class, which obviously will cut down on this. Some professors are requiring the first draft of a paper to be written in class without the use of a computer. And then other professors are like, this is all fine. We just need to teach the ethics of how to use this, because very often ChatGPT will fudge some facts and not list all the, cite all the resources where you would get that if you were writing a paper and using Google to do your research.
For centuries, human beings have been concerned about what changes in technology will do to their jobs. What impact are we perhaps going to see from ChatGPT in the workplace?
We're already seeing it. I was talking to a woman who owned an insurance company, and she just invested a lot in a new AI tool that was going to process all of her claims for her, or at least the majority of them, so only the tough cases would need to be handled by a human being. We're using ChatGPT in the office to help us write some scripts. The question of whether or not it will take our jobs is a tough one to answer, because throughout history, jobs have been lost to automation and technology. I remember growing up, you had to hire a travel agent to book a trip. And these days, of course, you're using all these online tools in most cases.
So to get right to the heart of it, should people be concerned that they are going to lose their jobs? Some people be concerned that their jobs are going to be taken over by this form of artificial intelligence.
I think it's safe to say that some jobs will be lost, whether it's like just the number of jobs or an entire type of job will be lost. But the way that I look at it, these are tools that can really help us move forward. And I know marketers and illustrators and copywriters are all worried about a tool like ChatGPT or Midjourney taking their job away. I don't think it's quite there yet. I think these are tools to help us get rid of some of the monotony of our jobs, the parts that we don't like, the drudgery, and then we can focus on the places where we really add value. But as these tools continue to advance, even that may not be the case. So we'll have to see if we live in the age of Skynet in just a few years.
What are some other changes that we haven't talked about yet that might be out there on the horizon?
I think a lot of what we're going to see in AI, besides these tools that we see now, is it's just going to become part of everyday life. So it's going to be built in and baked into everything we do, whether it's the cars we drive, the refrigerator we have. All of these tools are going to get smarter so that they can help us live a better life. But with that comes challenges and ethical questions that we just need to be aware of. I'd recommend that anybody who thinks this is interesting, and obviously I think it's fascinating, go and start playing around with tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney and start to see what's there and think about, is this something that I could be using in my own job or my own life to make my life better?
it's going to be really interesting to see how this unfolds, and not just.
I think your job is safe, by the way.
Not just the decades ahead, but the years ahead. Well, there's been a lot of talk about journalists who will be replaced for a lot of basic stories. Who won the ball game last night can be done.
Absolutely, and that's been done for years, and we didn't know it.
Kind of software. So we'll see. Rich Brooks from Flight New Media. Thank you, as always. A lot to think about. Stick around. We're going to be back with more of 207 right after this.